For the latest top tips, reviews and advice, please subscribe below.
Hello and welcome to Attwoolls Camping and Leisure with me, Mike. Today I'm giving you guys a review on a product from Vango. So this here is the Vango Taiga 500XL. So it's a model that's been in the range for quite a number of years now, and it's basically just been improved for the 2018 season. One thing to bear in mind is they also make a smaller version, which is the 500XL, but to be perfectly honest, I think for the money, you're better off going for the 600XL just for the extra bit of space. It's not a huge amount of difference in price, so where the 600 tends to be probably the more popular model. So this is basically part of Vango's Airbeam collection. So it's an inflatable tent, which means you can put the whole thing up in about 12, 13 minutes, which you can also check out our Attwoolls pitching videos. So every single tent that we stock, we do our own official pitching video, just to show you guys how quick and simple it really is. So definitely check out that one to watch. Bit more about the tent. So it's, like I said, it's been a model that's in a while, and what the whole point is, it's basically Vango bringing Airbeam down to a more affordable price. So they don't compromise on quality or the main core features in the product. So they give you all that, they just take off the sort of the next level stuff. So everything you basically going to need for when you go camping is in there. You use basically a nice, good sort of standard tent fabric, so 70 denier, and it's basically waterproof to 4,000mm hydrostatic head, so more than anything that the British weather's going to throw at it. Like I say, it's an Airbeam model, so it's kind of a hybrid that has got a main pole part. So you've got Airbeam for the main body, so obviously inflatable tubes there, and then one fiberglass pole on the front, basically just really to keep the price point down to a more affordable level. It's still very quick and easy to put up even with that front pole, and certainly in terms of sort of wind testing and strength, it's still very good as well. You can see certainly from the outside it's what we call like a free zone tent. So you've got a main sleeping area, a main sort of living area, and then a good nice size canopy area as well. This particular model you can actually look at, we do interest-free finance as well. So if you're looking at this sort of tent but can't necessarily afford the 1 month payment, we do 10 monthly interest-free. So again, it's just an option for some people who want to break it down to smaller payments. And that's all can be done through our website. The canopy door on the front is quite a nice little feature, the fact that it's split up into 2 parts. So the main part is that you can have one down and the other open. So it gives you versatility of walking it in and out. And actually the door itself has the ability of using it as kind of like a makeshift canopy. So because it runs flat, as you can see here, you can actually put the doors down by some king poles and then kind of bring it out. So your little eyelets here, if you buy some king poles, bring that out to there. A couple of king poles and some guy ropes, and again you've got a nice sort of shelter inside it. It's a good way of making a tent bigger without having to add anything in terms of cost. The tent itself, you can actually look at buying an extra porch to go on the side of it if you wish to, just to extend it a bit further, but I think really for most families this is probably going to be ideal. Like I said, good sort of size living area and canopy area, but we'll go through into a bit more features about that as we have a look on the inside. So let's check it out. So now we're inside the tent, you can kind of get a bit more of a better feel for how it's all laid out. So like I said, on the outside, sort of 3 main zones. So you've got like a sleeping area, a main living area, and a nice big canopy area. So like I said, the reason this has probably been one of Vango's better selling tents over the years is because for what the price you get and the value you get and the features you get, it is good value, to be fair. One thing, you've got a nice big open canopy area here, so we've seen the doors on the outside, how versatile they can be, but it still gives you ample amount of room to put things like a cooking unit here, and you've still got ample room to put a couple of chairs out here. So on a nice summer's evening, you can quite happily sit down, look out, and you can use sort of crystal clear windows to get a nice view around your surroundings. Moving on into sort of the main living area now, you've got a nice mesh panel on top to give yourself good circulation from one area into another, and the door, like I said, is you've got a normal door and also there's a mesh door there. So the joys of the mesh door is that you can quite happily zip it up, and because you've got shelter on that front canopy, you can get good circulation inside the tent to keep it nice, fresh and airy inside, and also help sort of to combat condensation. And it just gives you a bit more security that if it suddenly chucks down with rain, it doesn't make any difference because you can leave that door open. It's not going to suddenly come in literally up and under. So it's a good way of making it feel nice and fresh inside the tent. One thing you can certainly see throughout the whole of the tent is the amount of height you get inside of it. So myself being 6'2", 6'3", even I'm not going to struggle to stand up anywhere. Even when we get into the corners, I'm still pretty good, to be fair. One thing you've got throughout the tent, like I said, is PVC windows, so you get good clarity through the windows, but you also get your privacy as well. So every single PVC window, certainly in the main living area anyway, has the ability of having curtains which just normally pushed below it. So what you can quite happily do is just untug on that, that'll then unfold, and then you've got toggle points positioned at the top like so, just to get the privacy when you want to as well. And actually there's a second toggle point on each window, normally on the main ones, to bring it halfway, so you can sort of yet again you can choose whether you want to have, you know, a few things around the bottom just disguised so you're not going to see it. But really nice model. And one thing the Vango offer is sort of small little features built in tents, even at this level. So you've got things like a cable entry point, so you can get your mains hook up through there, which is quite nice. And you've still got things like basically inners that are toggled, so they're toggled up, but they're also color coordinated, so you don't have to compromise with have to sort of put them up and put them down. Personally, when they're up, leave them up. There's no real need to take them out every single time you want to pitch or pack away the tent. You've got 3 main doors, so obviously the main door you see at the front, one in on the side on the right, one in the side on the left. The joy of this means that you can actually, if the wind changes direction, you can choose to go out one door rather than another, so it's constantly, you know, quite versatile in the way it is. The air beam system's obviously been out for a number of years now, and it's one of those things that is certainly not going away. It's quicker, it's easier to put a tent up. One person can do it on their own. Like I said, by watching the pitch and packing video, we can show you how really easy it is. A new thing for this year is they introduced SkyTrack into the system. So what SkyTrack is basically a kind of like a catered system. Some of I was on caravan awnings, and all the models above it had it last year. So the 2018 season is a new thing. And basically what it does, it allows you to put a hanging lantern point on any of the beams. Really strictly speaking, it's a nice sort of feature to add, because it means you can add extra accessories onto it. I mean, last year's model still had hanging points on their point anyway, but I think, yet again, it's not a bad thing going forward. Your sleeping compartment configuration is basically a 6-berth, so you've got a 2, a 2, and a 2. So one thing between this middle compartment here is that there's a toggle divider. So what it allows you to do is actually split that off, so you can have it as a 2, 2, and 2, or take it out and have it as a 4-berth and a 2-berth there. And one thing you can see, we've got a nice kind of a higher rise bed in there, which again, quite happily fills the space, so it doesn't matter when Vango sort of say something is a 6-berth, you can quite happily get a double airbed in there, a double airbed in there, and a double airbed in there. Admittedly, that's not too high an airbed, but you can quite happily fit it in there, no problem at all. One thing again, also about the heights, even in the main sleeping areas here, you can quite happily get changed in the morning if need be, without having to sort of go out into the main part of the tent. Like I said, you leave those sort of all in place at the time. But for me, the Taiga is a really nice model. Like I said, better probably the 600 than the 500 model. But it gives you ample amount of space. As soon as you put a couple of tables and chairs in here, you've still got plenty of room to roam around. And as soon as it starts chucking down with rain, which it will in the UK, you're not worried about, you know, people sort of on top of each other an awful lot. So I think for a family of 6, or probably more a family of 4, I think you can't really go wrong with a good product like this. Check out our website. We are doing a special price on the Taiga, as well as sort of a package deal, so that's always worth having a look at. And obviously there's always the option of interest-free finance. But any problems or questions, always let us know. That is the Taiga 500XL.